What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? All right, we're gonna start a new series, the fodder, not the fodder. I can't do them separately. It's just too many monsters, too much to go along with. So I'm gonna start off with the 2 and 3 star monsters, fire. And then we're gonna do a video for the 4 star, and then we're gonna do a video for the 5 star. So it doesn't turn out to be an hour and a half long video. There's a lot of monsters to cover. I will be skipping some monsters. Now, guys, just remember something. This is based on my opinion, you know. So if I'm not telling you you don't build these monsters or whatever. I'm telling you from my opinion whether there's any value in building them or not, and whatever the case is, you know. So if you don't like the opinion, it is what it is. But anyways, so we're gonna begin with Awakened Monsters. Not worth building him. No, he's not worth building. We're going to be skipping some monsters. The Fire Pixie isn't worth building. The Fire Yeti, no. I already know I'm going to get some sort of a comment about the Fire Yeti, but no. So, we got Seek here. Seek, I like Seek. Seek changed my game around quite a bit, especially in Trial of Ascension. Okay? He's a team player. Now, his first skill by your enemy recovers 30%, so it's basically it's blood sucking by your enemy continuously to inflict great damage. This is pretty much a double, what it says, double attack, so it does double the damage of what this does. And then this is the reason why Seek is so good. Increases the attack power and critical rate of all allies for 3 turns. Now there are other monsters that do this. The thing is though that you can't replace the damage that Seek does. If you've seen some of my arena videos with Seek in them, he does a lot of damage, okay? So, rune builds for him when you first get him, especially now that Swift runes have been moved around. Oh wait, they're in Mount Raygon now. So you could go Swift, attack, crit damage, attack. You could go Fatal or Rage, even Violent. I've seen him on Violent. The reason why I put him on Swift is to make sure that he's faster than most of my attackers. I believe mine has about 160 attack. So I just want to make sure I buff my attackers before they go. That's Seek's job. He's an all-around team player and holds his own in the arena as well. The only thing is he's a little bit on the squishy side. That's to be expected. People usually use him with a speed team in the arena. Trial of Ascension, I really like him for Trial of Ascension. He improves the entire team if you're having trouble. He's one monster that will help you out a lot. Because let me tell you something, sometimes I'll go to bosses and I'll just burst down the bosses. I don't even care about what's with the boss. And Seek buffs everybody, and then if you put weakened defense on the boss and you use this attack right here, it takes a good chunk of the boss's life. So if you've seen some of my past Trial of Ascension videos. Look, some people build him as a farmer, I think. I think to farm Chiruka, I'm not even sure. He's really not worth it. I wouldn't even bother, to be honest with you guys. He's not worth it either. He's, I think, one of the slowest monsters. He's not the slowest. He has this buff, but he's not worth it. Colleen. Now, Colleen, because of Necropolis, has gotten some added value. Alright. Now, if you want to build Colleen in the beginning, she's not a bad healer in the beginning either. You could go Swift Revenge, Swift Focus as well. Violent Revenge is the build you want for Necropolis. She has a lot of nice attacks. She has a weakened attack in her first skill. Her first skill also attacks 2 times. This attacks two times as well, and has unrecoverable. And she has this heal. When maxed out, when her skills are maxed out, and it's very easy to max her out, it's a 3-turn heal, and your allies are always buffed with attack. So it's really good for Necropolis. And these 2 skills are really good for Necropolis. Another place that's good for Colleen, I've actually been taking Colleen for a speed team in B10 Wind. She's actually really good in the Wind Dungeon. I would use her there. I've used her in Dragons here and there. I probably need to upgrade her runes. Oh, what you're looking for in Colleen. Colleen's stats, surprisingly for a 2-star, she has really nice stats. So you don't have to go, hit point. Because in Necropolis, there's no point in putting speed in slot 2. You do want her to be faster than your attackers so that you can knock down the shield. But you can go hit point defense, hit point. You can go hit point defense accuracy. It's fine. You could go hit point accuracy. You might be able to get away with speed, with defense hit point defense accuracy. But I would put hit points somewhere in there because she has a really high base hit points. It's over 10,000. She's really good. So, but her base stats are really, really, really good. So this guy, he's not worth building. Forget about Lala. All right, now the fairies. All the fairies have some added value. Now on paper, Azalea looks good. I'm not sure if her chances increase for this. I don't think it does. 20% chance, but it's 4 to 6 times to hit. If it's 20% and it remains 20% when the skill is maxed out, which I don't think it is, I haven't checked. I haven't even seen it. I haven't asked anybody about it. It may not be worth it for Necropolis, but she still does a lot of multi-attacks. So 4 to 6 hits on this, and then you get 2 hits out of this, and then 3 hits out of this, and a stun out of here. It's really not so bad. She still has value for Necropolis. I would have another monster with slow along with her, if you use her that in Necropolis, because this 20% chance isn't reliable. But there is some added value in her. I would do Violent Revenge on her. For Necropolis, you could go Swift Revenge if you want. Really, Violent Revenge is the way to go with her. So, that's it with her. Another one, she's alright for Necropolis. I think this is a... I think this is a typo and she only attacks once with her first hit. I'm not 100% sure. I know she gets... she attacks multiple times with this one. And then she hits 6 times with this. Would I build her for Necropolis? Not really. I was about to, thinking I might need her, but no. She has a decent little leader ability. For the beginning, I wouldn't 6-star this monster, I'll be honest with everybody. For the beginning, she's okay, but that's about it. You want to bring her up to 5-star, you need a fire attacker? Maybe. Now, he's worth it to 6-star. You can use him as a farmer. He's great for secret dungeons, for when you want to start farming, like Darien, Bella... Amon, if you want to farm him. Other secret dungeons. He's amazing in secret dungeons because of his passive. Get an extra turn if you kill the enemy. Then he has this. Teams up with an ally to attack an enemy. Also, when you use team up, the monster that he teams up with, it knocks down the cooldowns on the monster. So that's pretty good. And then this. This is another reason why he's really good. Attacks with giant claws to weaken the enemy's defense with a 50% chance. And attacks consecutively with a 30% chance. Sometimes he'll finish off a monster off the bat. What runes for him? Violent is really the way to go. In the beginning, if you're stuck, go Fatal. But Violent is really, really the way to go. Go Violent Blade. Violent Revenge eventually. Violent Revenge is the ultimate build for him. As long as you can get his crit rate high enough. Remember that. Don't build monsters and the crit rate isn't high enough. It's not worth it. So, we've got this guy. He is Fusion Fodder. That's about it. Did I miss anybody that was Fusion? I don't think so. Oh, you know what? The Fire Yeti's Fusion, so I forgot about that. The Fire Yeti is Fusion. He's Fusion as well. Other than that, he's not worth building. He isn't worth building. Spectra. You see a lot of high-level players using Spectra. Spectra's good. You can go Swift or Violent with Spectra. Focus. That's about it. I really don't suggest like a Nemesis or Revenge on him. You want to make sure he has 100% accuracy for this skill right here. So he decreases the attack bar by attacks all enemies by 30%. Yeah, he decreases the attack bar by 30% and does an AOE slow. So it's a nice attack. This skill hits very hard as well. And then this is based off of his speed. It's nothing special, but it's alright. As I said, Swift Focus, Violent Focus, that's pretty much the way to go with him. You go, there's different builds for him. If you could get his crit rate high enough, you could go Speed, Crit Damage, Accuracy. If not, go Speed, Crit Rate, Accuracy. If you're using him in TOA, you're better off going Speed, Hit Point Accuracy, or Speed, Defense Accuracy. Depends on where you use him. Some people use him in Dragon's B10, some people use him in TOA Hard, some people use him in TOA Normal. He's a really good monster. Arena, I really don't suggest him. This can be resisted. Even though you have 100% accuracy, accuracy doesn't mean anything sometimes, so whatever. This guy, he is not Fusion. He's decent for an attacker in the beginning. You want to build him, go ahead. I don't suggest 6-starring him, even though some people say, oh, he's good. He has, where is it? I know he has an AoE weakened. Attacks all enemies and reduces their defense for 2 turns with a 70% chance. So you could go Despair on him. Despair, Focus, Despair, Blade, whatever the case is. He's too squishy though. He's not like a late game monster. I wouldn't 6-star him. I highly do not suggest 6-starring him. Kali. She's fusion fodder, I know that for a fact. She's really good in Guild Wars. I've seen people using her in Dragons. Guys, to use her in Dragons, though, the rune requirements are insane. I don't suggest using her in Dragons. You can go Fatal, Rage, or Violent Blade. That's about it. I wouldn't go Nemesis or Revenge on her. This skill ignores defense. It does a lot of damage. I've seen some do up to like 40k damage. That's the whole point of her, and she buffs her own attack and gives herself immunity and attack speed and all this stuff. Or makes herself invincible, no immunity, sorry. So, yeah, she's alright. She's also fusion fodder, so make sure you don't make the mistake of foddering her if you need her for fusion. Kunjin, I'm not sure if he's fusion fodder. I don't think it's this one. I think it's the win one. So he's not worth building anyway. We're not going to talk about him. This is fusion fodder. He's also alright in the beginning, but that's about it. I don't suggest 6-starring him, but as a 5-star, he's not so bad for people that are starting out and need a monster. He used to be so great. He's not worth building anymore. His passive can now be resisted. Recovers hit points by 30% of inflicted damage. Also stealing. One beneficial effect. So they buffed him again. I don't remember when they did this. But it could be resisted now. Before it couldn't be resisted. Now it can be resisted. So it's really not. He was a lot better. He decreases defense with this. He's alright for the beginning. He has a dot too, so he's alright in dungeons. He was a lot better before. He's alright for the beginning, but whatever. I know I'm going to be hearing this about Ceres. Guys, Ceres is not worth it. I don't care what anybody says. She's too squishy for an attacker. She's got like 7,000 something base hit points, or 8,000 at the most, 8,500. Whatever the case is. Yeah, you know, it'll probably hit hard. But still, it's not... You got to try and keep her alive. She's really not worth it. She's fusion fodder for Beretta. I know that for a fact. She's not really worth building either. I'd rather just use her for fusion fodder. This one's alright, honestly. I like him. I haven't built him. But he's really good for TOA hard. The thing is that some monsters have overshadowed him. But he has an AoE provoke, I believe this is. Increases your defense for 3 turns and taunts all enemies, yeah, with an 80% chance. I think this becomes 100% when it's maxed out. Then he has this, attacks an enemy with a sword and tends to decrease attack power, which is pretty much what Darian does, and then this is a weakened defense over here. He's not so bad. He's pretty tanky. He has... this leader ability really isn't all that great, but he's pretty tanky, to be honest with you. Has a high base defense. When you see him as a 6-star, he's kind of hard to mess around with. She's fusion fodder. Now, if you're looking for a monster for TOA, she can also be used in TOA. She's not bad. You put Despair Focus on her. Goes speed, attack, speed, hit points, accuracy, whatever. Speed. If you want to make her an attacker, you can. I know she's an attack-based monster. But if you do use her, you use her for TOA. And that's about it, other than that fusion. She decreases attack speed, then she puts dots on for 3 turns, and then this is pretty cool. The damage of this, she puts a various harmful effects. Sometimes it's weakened defense, so it's not so bad. She got some added value, a lot of added value. I think she'd be good for TOA. I don't really like her for arena too much, but she's good for TOA. He's like Copper's sidekick over here. He's actually really, really good. He has this leader ability, 16% increased attack speed. He has this buff, crit rate and defense. Then this I've seen people get up to 10 hits with this, and then he has this skill. It has a chance to ignore defense. He's really good. You build him attack, crit damage, attack. He's worth making 6-star. Not a bad monster. I've heard people using him for TOA hard. Yeah, he lands the dots. Proportions. Yeah, and he has this skill. And he buffs himself with his first attack. I mean, all right. He doesn't look so bad. He doesn't look bad at all. I'm not too thrilled with him. You can build him for TOA hard. He's not bad at all for that. Rebecca. I actually used to use Rebecca before they made Kona. I'm not gonna tell you not to build her. She's not bad. This skill right here can actually heal for a lot if you have a lot of harmful effects on you. And then there's this skill. It has an AoE weakened defense. All right. This isn't so bad. The thing is, the effect is activated with 100% if the enemy has beneficial effects. What kind of beneficial effects though? Usually people have immunity. That's one thing I don't like. You know, but it's not so bad. She has a 50% chance of getting it off, so pretty much. For a lower level player, and you need an AoE weakened defense to make them, if you want to make a team around her, if you don't have monsters like Galleon or Lure, this isn't a bad option. Now, is she worth 6-star? Probably not. But it's not a bad option. And then she has this heal too, so she brings two things. And then she has this accuracy leader ability as well. And this just puts a dot. You can also use her in the fire dungeon, but Kona's a lot better in the fire dungeon. Seth, I don't like him. You know, I already know I'm gonna get like a million things, and then people are gonna link me videos for how he can solo 5-on-1. Guys, the runes, the rune requirements for this guy to solo 5-on-1 hell would be better off on any monster better than him. All right, you could put it on the water ninja for all I care. It's he's not that great. He really isn't that great. Yeah, he does a lot. He has 2 AoEs. Okay, you can put Despair Ruins on him, but he's not worth it. His base stats lack so much. Everything on this on his stats lack beyond belief. I wouldn't 6-star him. He's not that great. This one over here. He's not worth building either. He's actually pretty cool, this one. This passive over here, 50% less chance of getting hit by a critical hit, and then decreases attack speed for 1 turn. You know, somebody built him, and I tried to Lucian the team, and this guy like literally killed Lucian off the bat. I think he had revenge runes or something. Once and Lucian's attack didn't do anything. Not only that, Tyron wasn't doing anything to him. It was so annoying fighting this guy. And he is actually not so bad. Is he worth building? I don't know. I never really played with him, but I fought him, and I fought him in the Guardian arena, and he was very annoying in Guardian arena. Now we've got the fire towers. He's not worth building. His skills aren't anything too great. He's not worth it either. He has an interesting 3rd skill. He's really not worth building, but he has an interesting kit. I like his kit. Attacks with another ally, weakens the defense for 2 turns, with a 75% chance. The damage increases according to your max hit points. If he attacks first and weakens defense, if like let's say he takes an ally that's slower than him, if he attacks first and weakens defense, it can be brutal. Then he has this an AoE attack bar reduction, and this provoke. They all have the provoke. His kit seems all right. Other than that, he has an interesting kit. I haven't thought of a way to build him like with a team. She's really not that great. As I've said with the other cowgirls, it's hard to skill them up. You don't want to throw Devilmon into them, and then I'm gonna make a wild guess. You need like 14 or 15 cowgirls to max her out. She seems like she has a semi-decent kit. I think the water one is much better. You go like attack, crit damage, attack, fatal, violent, whatever the case is. She's really not worth building. Not even into making a 6-star. He's absolutely not worth it. I don't like him at all. He's not worth it either. Doesn't hit very hard. This passive doesn't do much either. So The fire one. I forgot what the fire one does. Receives 30% more damage, but returns 30% of the incoming damage back to the attacker. Alright, that could be decent for attacks all enemies and disturbs the hit point recovery. The damage of this attack increases according to your max hit points. Yeah, this one's really not worth it. He might have been worth it for TOA hard, but I think the wind one is better. So now we're down to Bulldozer. Bulldozer. Alright. Here's the deal with Bulldozer. This skill needs a buff badly. I thought he would be worth it. He's not. I saw somebody hit like 30,000 with him. With that third skill, the runes were amazing runes. Everybody that I've spoken to that uses him isn't happy with him. So I wouldn't build him, to be honest with you guys. It's not worth it at all. Something's up with that third skill. If they buff it though, he'll be worth it. All he needs is a buff for this third skill. He'll definitely be worth it. You go Violent Revenge, defense, crit damage, defense. You could go guard or triple guard. You could go guard, revenge. You could go guard, revenge. As long as you do defense, crit damage, defense, he's going to hit really hard. So, and he has this little attack bar decrease. Oh, it's based on his max hit points though, but whatever. Oh, max hit points and defense. All right. And then this. So, at first glance, I mean, he gets a critical rate increase. I mean, look, he's got a great kit. It's just this. This needs a buff. This skill by itself, if he gets buffed, he will absolutely be worth making a 6-star. I would put him on the side. I summoned 2 of them. I've got them both on the side. Wait for a buff for him. I'm not saying he's horrible. I think he deserves a little better. So, and that's it for the 3 stars, guys. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to everybody later.